Hi.
Hi, are you sure this course is just for 2499?
Yes, and you know this is the only course with this expertise across the world.
No way!
Yes way. Don't delay. Enroll now.
Geeks learning together.
Hi, and welcome to Geeks for Geeks. Today, we would be discussing yesterday's problem of the day, that is, longest Bitonic subsequence. So, give me a quick one in the chat if you're in this. Hi Rishit, how are you? Hi Shubhamja, aaj wala ho gaya. Okay, so how did you do it? Today's question was a variation of a very famous question. Okay, so I think we are good to go. We should start now. Just let me turn off. Yeah, okay. Window. Yes, this is fine. Okay, it is just going this side, no? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. Okay. So this in this problem, we are given an array of positive integers. But to be honest, this positive integers does not play any important role or a very vital role, but it is given. So we need to find the length of the Bitonic sequence. So as of now, what we need to do is we don't need to think of what is Bitonic sequence, how do we solve it. Okay, so we just see that Bitonic sequence is nothing but just as a definition. We won't solve it now. Bitonic sequence is it increases and it decreases. So what do you mean by strictly increasing? Strictly increasing means that suppose we have 5 and the next number is 5 again. So this is not strictly increasing. Okay, it is at the same level. But if it is 5.5.00001, then it is strictly increasing. Why? Because it has like the next number should be greater than the previous number. This is the condition. Okay, so it is strictly decreasing and strictly increasing and strictly decreasing. This is the Bitonic sequence. Let us not touch this problem. Let us first understand. Let us break down this problem. So this is the first part. First, strictly increasing. First, we would solve that find the length of the longest strictly increasing. Okay, so we would say find the length of strictly increasing, or let's write increasing, and the length should be the maximum one. मतलब हमें strictly increasing का निकालना है जिसका length maximum है. Okay, we know this. Okay, now suppose we are given this test case only. Let us take this test case only. Suppose we go here and we type it, and yes, this is fine. Okay, so we can see that from here 1 after that 2 to 5, then we don't have anything else, or the other way can be 1 to 2 and then 2 to 3. Okay, anything else, no, I don't see anything. Okay, so strictly increasing can be 1 to 3 or 1 to 5. Okay, so now how can we solve this? Okay, to solve this, if we see this example only, we can see that this point has originated two different answers. Okay, so like this is also contributing to the answer, this is also contributing to the answer. So what we can do is we can do this kind of thing. Okay, like suppose this value is 9. Okay, then suppose this value is 7 6 5. Okay, And then what we can do is, from 9, the previous number can be, from 9, the previous number can be 7, can be 6, can be 5. We know this or not? Like, yes, the previous number can't be 10. I understand this. But the previous number can be 3 also, na? Okay. This is very important observation that you need to follow. The previous number can be a smaller number. Okay. It can't be a larger number. Okay. So now how do we proceed forward? Okay. So now see, 9 has different options. 7, 6, 5, 3. बहुत सारे ऑप्शन है. Now which option should he take? Like the very first one is that I would take the largest one. Okay, क्योंकि उसमें सारे छोटे आ जा रहे हैं. Like the largest one would have underneath all the smaller numbers. So will it be beneficial? So if I take the larger number, if I take the larger number, it is not necessarily true that it would have this value. Why? Because suppose if we have 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then 5. Okay. So here, this larger number is solving the purpose. Yes, it is true. Okay. But let's suppose we have something like uh, 7 and then 9. Okay. And then we have, suppose, let's not take this. So we have, suppose, 4, 5, 6, and then 9. So if we take the largest number, then we might miss out this 7 and 8 also. Okay. So we need to consider all the available option. Okay. Like, see, from 9, the previous number can be this also, and this also. We know this. Now the next thing we need to know is which one of them would have the maximum value. Like suppose if at this point the value is 4, then this would have 4 plus 1, because 9 would also, so till this point, suppose, let's have something like this. Suppose we have 1, 2, 3, and then we have 9. Suppose till this point we know that the answer to this is 3. Then for this, the answer to this would be that answer. Now 9 would also be included. That is 3 plus 1, that is 4. How it is? 3 plus 1, that is 4. We have this thing. Okay, we have this. Now, we need, suppose at this point the value was 5. Then if we include this, this would be 5 plus 1, that is 6. Okay, we can have something like this. So out of all the available option, we need to find the option which has the maximum value. Okay, like from this we need to look back. Okay, we need to just look back. Okay, now what would be the case of the first number? Like suppose for 100. Okay, I understand that for Siddharth, for 101 we can look back for 100. But what would be the scenario for the corner elements? Like this element would look to what? So we know that this can be initialized as 1 because the maximum answer till the first element is 1 itself. So to be honest, this is the idea of dynamic programming. Okay, this idea is dynamic programming and it is known as states. Okay, best answer till this point. But even if you don't know dynamic programming, it can be solved easily. Like if I just compute the value, best answer till this point. Okay, best answer till this point. Then from here, I would take best plus 1. Okay, like this is just like a scenario. Okay, I would tell you a scenario. Suppose I am a teacher. Okay, I am a teacher and I want to get famous by making my children's getting selected in IIT. Okay, suppose there are a set of students. Okay, suppose there are a set of different students. Okay, I want to get famous by how? By making them getting selected for IIT. Okay, fair enough. I myself laugh over this. Okay. Now suppose this person has got 45%. This person has got 65. This person has got 7%. This person is 35. This person is 95. So whom should I select? I should select the best among them. The best among them should be selected. Why? Because that would contribute more to this probability. In the same manner, suppose I have many situations in front of me. I have 1, 2, and 3. So I would select the best among them and add myself to it. Do I make sense? Okay, like even if you're not clear with dynamic programming, even if you don't know dynamic programming, this can be easily done or not. Like I would look at the back, I would say that मेरे से छोटा कौन है जो सबसे तरक्की करके आया है. ओके, मैं उसको उठाऊंगा अपने साथ जोड़ लूंगा. This is just like visualizing the scenario. Like suppose the politician is good enough. Okay, he wants to have a good hold over the society. So what he does, he selects the person who is the most influential in that society, and that person is beneath him, not above him. Okay, he selects it and he makes him to his. Okay, so do I make sense? Give me a quick one in the chat. Give me a quick one in the chat if I make sense. Give me a quick one. And please like the video. How many number of likes in this video? Let me just check. The number of likes are just 3. Please increase the number of likes. Quickly increase the number of likes. Okay. So now let us move forward. So now this problem is very easy. Okay. Like best answer till this point. So suppose I have just only one child. So let's take the same scenario. Suppose I have just only one child. So I have no conditions, but I need to teach him to get famous. I have no other condition. So, in the same manner, if there is only one element, I would take it and say, yes, the answer to this point is 1, and rest all of them would be there. So, now what I can do is I can solve this one problem. Okay, I can solve this problem longest increasing subsequence. Okay, so let us solve this. Okay, let us just implement this part of it. Okay, so I would just have it a because of my habit. So int n is equals to a dot size itself. Okay. Then I would what I would do is I would have a vector of int. Okay, let's have an array only. Int. So this is longest increasing subsequence lis of size n, and then lis of 0 is equals to 1. Okay. Now for int I is equals to 1, I is less than n, and I plus plus. Okay, and for int j is equals to 0, we need to look before it. Okay, the politician would select the most influential person, but he should be beneath him. So j is less than I. Okay, and j plus plus. Okay, so what we would do is we would do lis of I is equals to 1 to ensure that initially the answer is 1. So now I would say that if the previous element, if the influential person is beneath me, if a of j is less than a of I, okay, a of j is less than a of I, then only we would consider. Okay, then lis of I is equals to max of lis of I, comma lis of j plus 1. Like I would see that if considering him would improve me or not. Okay, so considering him and myself, okay, that would be my answer. Okay, this is longest increasing subsequence. Okay, this is done. Now suppose I want to find longest decreasing subsequence. So I can just do the opposite of it. Okay, just do the opposite. How? Longest decreasing means that suppose I have here like 9, 8 decreasing. 1, 2, 3. Okay, not 1, 2. Okay, I was writing the correct one. 9, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, and then suppose here 7 is already there. Okay, so now suppose I can start from the back this time. The same increasing only, but I would start from the back. Okay, the answer to this would be 1. The answer to this would be 2. The answer to this longest increasing. Okay, yeah. The answer to this would be 3. The answer to this would be 4. 7, 4, 3, 2. Longest decreasing up till this point. And then we would come to this point. Now we have options. We can choose this one also. We can choose this one also. Let us see. But we can't consider 7. Why? Because if we consider 7, then 7 is greater than 5. So 7 can't be considered. So now we would consider this 3 plus 1, that is 4. This is how the answer is being made. Just see to it. And then from 7 we would consider again 5 or 4. So 4 plus 1 is equals to 5. We can't consider 7 because that won't be strictly increasing. 7 is the same one. Now we come here, associating with whom would be much better. 7, 5, 4. Which is the largest value less than 9? 5. 7 is less than 9. 5 is greatest. So 5 plus 1, that is 6. This is how the answer is being made. So we just need to start from the back itself. Okay. So now we are trying to merge it. Okay. So bitonic sequence was what? Bitonic sequence was increasing and then decreasing. So what we did, we found the increasing part, we found this part for this array, and we found this part of this array. Okay. Now, how to find this part? We just start from the back. Okay. Now let us start from the back. Okay, so we would do the same thing. Okay, like int longest increasing, so longest decreasing subsequent of size n. Okay, and last value would be 1. Okay, longest decreasing subsequence of n minus 1 is equal to 1. And then we would start from n minus 2. So we would start from the back. So int I is equals to n minus 2. I is greater than equal to 0 and I minus minus. Okay. Now the thing is that just see it. Okay. So this is just like finding the longest increasing only. If you just see from the back. Okay. Like we would start from the back. So suppose we are at this point. Okay, so we are standing suppose at this point. Okay, this is equal to I. So j would be what? J would be n minus 1 to this point. And if j, okay, and if j is j is less than a of I, okay, the same condition, but the j would start from the back. So for int j is equals to n minus 1, j is greater than equal to 0 and j minus minus. Okay, j is greater than I. Yeah, this is true. Why greater than I? Because the politician selects a person who is less than it. Okay, okay, fair enough. Now we would have the same condition. A of j is less than A of I. If this is the condition, then longest decreasing subsequence of size I is equal to max of longest decreasing subsequence of size I, correct value 1. So we would initialize here also LDS of I is equal to 1. Okay, and then LDS of J plus 1. Okay, and then we would think of. Okay, so now we have found out this point. So we found out these 2 points. Okay, but now suppose we would start considering this point. Okay, so we would start the consideration for this point. Like we would consider this point. Okay, so if we consider this point, then the longest increasing would also give me this point. The longest decreasing would also give me this point. And the same point would be repeated by both of them. So we need to subtract 1 from it. Okay. In not in the terms of figure, tell me in terms of array. I would tell you that also. Suppose 9, 8, 7. 9, 10, longest, okay, increasing and then decreasing. 9, okay, increasing, na? Sorry, 5, 6, 7, 8, then 7, 6, 5. So suppose we took 8. Okay, so this is increasing, and this is this is decreasing. Okay, so as you can see, this point 8 is being repeated again. Okay, so we need to subtract 1 from it. Okay, subtract 1 from it. So we would say that we would start off. So we would initialize answer is equals to 0. Then we would say for int I is equals to 0, I is less than n, and I plus plus. And then we would say that answer is equals to max of answer, comma, LDS of I plus LIS of I plus minus 1. And then we would return the answer. Now just compile and run and see how many errors are we making. Okay. 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 So this is the code itself. Now, sorry, I appended by mistake. Okay. So now, what is the time complexity of this? If you observe that we are setting, suppose there are different elements. Okay, so we are sitting at a current element and we are looking back to all the previous element. Okay, so for checking one position, we are checking an other position. Okay, an other position. So for checking n position, multiplying n on both sides, we would be checking n square position. Okay, n square position for longest increasing and longest decreasing. Okay, because both of them work the same way. And last consider is of big of n, because we are just doing the computation work. Okay, this is just doing the big of n work. Okay, and space complexity, we are taking big O of 2n, ignoring the constant would be n. Okay, an array of size n, auxiliary array, and this variable and all are not considered because they are जितने वेरिएबल डिक्लेयर करना कर लो आप खुद से. Okay, and why does this code work for big O of n square? How do we confirm that if this expected thing is not given? If this expected thing is not given and your time complexity is big O of n square, then this worst is 10 to the power 3. 10 to the power 3 square is equals to 10 to the power 6, which is less than 10 to the power 8. So if you implement it correctly, you would be able to go through it and you would be able to get an EC. Okay. Okay. So now tell me if I'm clear with this or not. So this was a straightforward and the brute force approach to this. So this problem took my whole day. So if this problem took your whole day, then it might be a scenario that you are not well acquainted with DP. But even if you're not well acquainted with the DP, consider learning about longest increasing subsequence question because it is absolutely important in terms of interview and in terms of competitive programming. Thanks a lot, Rohit. Rashid and Shubham Jan all, quickly tell me if the things are clear for you or not. Okay, just tell me quickly. कितने लाइक हुए 14 लाइक तो हो जाना चाहिए 13 अरे प्लीज इंक्रीज द नंबर ऑफ लाइक्स Okay, so I would wait for the next 30 seconds. If I see no more questions, then I would turn off this session. Okay. Okay. So I see no more doubts coming in. That was it for today. Good night, everyone. Meet you in next POD. So if you're watching this stream in the recorded version, consider liking the video and commenting on the video so that the reach of this video could be increased. Thank you, everyone.